Hi, I'm Alderwoman Sheila Finlayson, and welcome to our Annapolis. I'm very pleased today to have with me Miss Neen Kane and her beautiful daughter, Orlandra.
Thank you.
Neen is a native Annapolitan and lived through some very difficult times in Annapolis and overcame tremendous obstacles, and now she's giving back to the community. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You want to tell us a little bit about maybe a little bit about your past, and then a little bit about what you do now?
Absolutely, absolutely. So 13 years ago, I was a homeless prostitute on the streets of Annapolis. And you know, it's funny because when I talk about when I travel the world and I tell people, they know Annapolis as the sailing capital. And they say, Annapolis got homeless people? Annapolis have drugs? I was like, yeah. So for many years, I walked the streets of West Street, and I wasn't one of those drug users that could go work all week and then blow their money on drugs at the end of the week. No, I was that community crackhead. I was that dirty, filthy, homeless community crackhead, prostituting sometimes for only $2, a beer and a cigarette. And so it wasn't something that's, well, she was a little, no, I was completely racking up 83 arrests and 66 convictions. And everywhere as I went, whether it was correction, mental health, or substance abuse, wherever I would go, or even for homeless services, people just lost hope for me, if they ever had any hope for me. Because what they could see is, here she come again, Tanir comes again. So I spent 19 years out there being beaten, raped sometimes daily, conceiving my children as a result of either rapes or prostitution. I never knew which one that I was conceiving my children, but they were being taken away from me as I gave birth. So, I mean, I just pretty much spent almost 20 years out there, and I did have some place to stay every once in a while, but I mean, I had no place of my own. You know, I was underneath the bridge, I was on the streets, in the bus depot, wherever. And so,
how did you turn it around?
I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. I was in prison 13 years ago with this beautiful girl here, and one of the things, Sheila, was of all the things that happened to me, I never could really get over watching somebody take a child from my arms, turn their back, and walk away. I dealt with the rapes, I could deal with the prostitution, I dealt with domestic violence by my ex-husband, and everything that, you know, I was put into a drug treatment program, and where the drug counselor raped me, I was being sexually abused in corrections. Everywhere as I go, I was getting hurt. But I could seem to say, oh, well, I use drugs and deal with that, but I could not deal with watching somebody walk away with my baby. So I'm in prison 13 years ago with Orlandra, and I laid on a concrete prison cell, and I prayed, and I said, God, I don't know if you help people like me, but if you do, please help me. And I went to a program that treated my trauma. And I really didn't know what trauma was. I thought trauma was when you get hit by a car or when you come back from war. Mm-hmm. But they were telling me that trauma is being sexually abused as a child, adolescent, as an adult, the domestic violence, having my children taken, my issues I had with being abandoned and neglected as a child. So they told me all these things could prevent me from making healthy choices as an adult. Nobody ever told me that. So I went to this program that helped me deal with the core issue, because all the other programs, I've been to like 30 some other programs, but they were all trying to deal with the stuff on the outside, like the homelessness, the substance abuse. They weren't dealing with, well, why would a 9-year-old start drinking? I started drinking 9-year-old. That's when the molestation started. You know what I mean? And then I got married to an older man as a teenager who was 8 years older than me, that he was abusive, and then he took my oldest son. So it's like everywhere as I went, I was getting hurt. So I was able to deal with the core issues. And then only then was I able to change my belief system from I am nothing to I am somebody, and I can be anything I want in this world, including being delivered and healed from all the trauma and my situation. And I took that, and I took God with me out of prison, and I took my baby, and everything changed for me.
Well, you've turned your life around. That's an understatement. Mm-hmm. You have a foundation now, mm-hmm. And I've seen you, I know we had you as a speaker at our Women's Empowerment Program in March. And then I saw you at the Pitmore Rec Center with one of the, who was it, a football player?
No,
a basketball
player.
One of the
Globetrotters.
Right. And I saw you there working with the kids. And now you're planning another program. But before we talk about this program, tell us about your foundation. How did you get, to a point where you could spend your time and your money creating a foundation?
And that's what it really was, time and money. The doors open, it's amazing, divine intervention I call it, where people started to really look at my work and who I was and what I represented. And I, through Orlando School, she goes to the Key School, another parent introduced me to a nonprofit attorney who wanted me to come and do some work for them to speak on their behalf for an organization that she represents. But during the course of the conversation, she said, well, Tony, what do you really want to do? I said, I really want to start a nonprofit. I really want to just really make a difference, get it back into the trenches. And she said, I'll do the paperwork for you, pro bono. So I was able to get Neen's Care, my nonprofit, for free. All I had to do was pay the fees and all of that. But what and it does. It takes time and it takes money. I'm a nonprofit that I get money from no one. All the money that's pulled into my nonprofit comes from my household. And we still do amazing things. But I believe that for me, I could not get to this side and not go back and try to bring other people to this side. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I could not take everything that was going on in my life and keep it to myself. It seemed very selfish for me. So I wanted to go back to the same communities where I did all my dirt and everything happened to me and inspire people to be able to heal. So my nonprofit, Neen's Care, I always keep the name Neen, because once upon a time, Neen mean crackhead, addict, homeless, dirty, filthy, convict, all of those things, but now Neen mean inspiring, powerful, you know what I mean, all these wonderful things. So Neen's Care is a nonprofit, and it is exactly what the title is, the name of the nonprofit. I care. Mm-hmm. Neen cares. I really do care. So I want to go back and help people to understand that it takes healing one person, one family, one community at a time. And we do that different ways. We do things for the homeless community during Thanksgiving. We do these sports clinics so we can reach little kids, because we don't bring in these celebrities to just come in and say, I'm a celebrity. They coming in and they giving them some really tangible information, some life-changing information during the day to help them to think different, feel different, and know that there's opportunity and there's hope. So, and that's what we do. So we spend our own money bringing in these, we bring them in, and we spend our own money bringing in these celebrities to make a difference. But we also got community members that come in, and we will not work with children without working with the families. So whatever we do, we bring in the families, and we kind of make it like a family day event. You came to Pitmore when we did the basketball event with Chu Smith, and you seen we were just engaging with the mothers and the fathers of the children that we were serving that day as we were with the children.
And I think that's vitally important because you can help the kid, but if they go back to a situation where they're not getting the same level of support, then it's lost. Right, exactly. So tell us about the event that's coming up August 19th. And this one is a mini football clinic.
Yeah, absolutely. Chana, you want to tell what we're going to do on the 19th?
So on the 19th, we will be doing a football clinic, and for ages 6 through 16, and it's free for the kids, and we are having a linebacker for the Redskins, Lamar Marshall.
Yes.
And it will be at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Bates Heritage Boys and Girls Club, Annapolis, Maryland.
So it's free of charge, and so anyone who's watching can come. The kids can come and they have to bring their parents, or the parents can come and they have to bring their kids?
Right. Well, we encourage it. We really don't want people dropping off their kids because it's just so much going on. We cannot we're not babysitters. I'm gonna put it out there like
Yeah,
that. We're not
yeah.
babysitters. And this is supposed to be for the family. You know what I mean? So it is. It is for ages 6 to 16. Anybody in Annapolis communities. We have some people that try from Baltimore, from other cities, but right now we're concentrating on the communities in Annapolis, especially the underserved communities, the ones that we may have some that's at risk or whatever you might want to call them, but the youth in our communities here in Annapolis, on the other side, as I call it. We want them to come out, and I've contacted some of the community leaders, Mr. Fisher over there at the Eastport Rec, and Curtis Johnson down at Woodside, one of your communities, and giving a courtesy call to the Boys and Girls Club itself. We also going to invite, going to make sure that the Lighthouse Shelter are aware, because we neglect that last time. We did not reach out to them like we should have, and we also invite everything that we do. We invite the Chrysalis House, their families out to our events as well. So the issue is that we don't have many slots available left. So I encourage everybody, if you want to come out, bring your kids. And this is an awesome opportunity, because what I see is not just this day, like you said. I see mentorship happening afterwards. You know what I mean? And we do all this so we can establish credibility, because we're trying to open up our own office here in Annapolis so we can provide therapy, support programs, and things like that. That is our goal for Needs Care. And so we want to make sure people see that we're serious about helping people to heal. We want our communities healed. We want people to feel safe. We want people to be able to know that no matter what it looks like, what it feels like, there's hope.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity for our community, and one that's greatly needed. So if they want to register their kids, how do they go about doing that?
You can go on Eventbrite and then you just put in Needs Care, or you can contact us at our Needs Care office.
Do you have a number that they can call, or is it all online?
Yes, you can have a number, and I'm gonna give you this number: 443-226-6716. 443-226-6716, or you can email us at info@needscare.org. But again, if you go to Eventbrite, because that's where you will have to go to register even after talking to us, you put in Needs Care Youth Mini Football Clinic, and it'll come up. And register for free. It's free. We've seen people asking for 6 tickets, 4 tickets, so we encourage people only ask for the tickets for your Pacific kids and your family, you know, and because we want everybody to have a chance, and we are down already to only 60 tickets available.
What's your total? How many?
Well, what's 100? Our total is 100. However, if we get more sponsors, we will open it up to more kids. But right now, we are going by the budget, which is our budget, and because we want to make sure everybody's fed and everybody's comfortable and have everything they need.
So there sounds like there's food involved too.
It
Did
is.
I hear you say that?
Yes. What are we gonna do for food, honey?
We're gonna have for the families, we're gonna have like a hill next to the field, and we're going to have like tables with food, and we're just gonna have a lot of stuff so everybody can have something to eat.
Okay. And tell them about the giveaways. Who do sponsor us? Under Armour? Give us some giveaways. So people will leave with clothing and sports, and we have a lot of giveaways and things like that. And we're looking at having cookout and maybe steamed crabs.
Oh, see, that's a draw. You shouldn't say that too loud.
But don't come without kids. You're not invited if you don't have any kids. It's like, I'm just here for the crabs, lady.
Yeah. Well, this is wonderful. I have to say thank you for serving our community, your community. This is your community too, and yours too, sweetie. You know, we need more community engagement like this. Our communities feel left out sometimes, and programs like this help us to keep everyone connected. And then we can see what people really need in the community.
Yes.
You know, I've been approached by a couple of male groups who want to mentor within the community. And so maybe they could be invited to this event so they can make the connections.
Absolutely.
So that they can do, begin mentoring. I mean, that's key for many of our young people.
It is. It is just having somebody ongoing, hands-on.
Yes.
Ongoing, hands-on. And that's what we're about. We want to bring in partners. Anybody that's saying, hey, look, I know what you're doing. We want to do that too. That's what we're trying to do. Let's link up and let's get this done.
Yeah.
It takes a whole village for this. And I'm like this. The only difference between me today and me 13 years ago, finally somebody gave me an opportunity to heal. And that's the opportunity that Needs Care want to give the communities in Annapolis. You know, I know you guys doing work. I know you working, but sometimes it takes us as the community to hit the grounds. You know what I mean? And help you out with what you're trying to do with the communities that you oversee. You know what I mean? And that's what this about. You know what I mean?
And I appreciate it because one person can't do it. It's like you said, you started off by saying it's the village.
Yeah.
And it truly is going to take a village to help heal our community and to lift our community up.
We have to,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. Lift them up to let them know that it is in us. We were born to succeed. You know what I mean? We weren't born to fail. You know what I mean? But things that's happened in our life that prevented us from succeeding in what we want to do. So now we want to get people back to what they were born to do. You know?
Absolutely. So once again, let me have this flyer. It's Saturday, August 19th from 9 to 2.
Yep.
And it's a mini football clinic with Redskin Lamar Marshall. Sorry, Wizards fan, not Wizards, what's this, Ravens fan. Maybe next time we'll get a Raven down here, but right now we got the Redskins. And it's free of charge, but you do have to register. So go to Eventbrite and pull up Needs Care, and the site will be there so you can register. You do need tickets, and there are only a limited number. So please, please, please bring your kids out and enjoy the festivities and let your kids experience this football clinic. Well, thank you, Neen. It's a pleasure as usual, and it's a pleasure meeting you, Miss Lady.
Thank you.
So once again, thank you. Our Annapolis is constantly growing, constantly developing, and constantly providing what the community needs.